Alrighty, so let's talk quickly about John Boyega, the actor that was on Disney Star Wars, Force Awakening, Last Jedi, as well as The Rise of Skywalker. Now, two of those movies I did not see, especially because of the fact that I heard news, spoilers about how they ruined Finn and ruined him bigly. And so a person like me, I didn't want to see that particular movie. I didn't see the two up until now, right? And to my surprise, John Boyega initially first came out and started attacking Disney and talking about what Disney did to his character and how he didn't like it. And then he proceeded in 2020 to start attacking the fans, But then again, it was Disney Star Wars fans that he was attacking back then. The Reylo fans, the shippers, the people who were really, kind of like shipping for Kylo Ren and Rey to get together and so on and so forth. It seems like he was expecting to be the one to get together with, Rey, and so was I. But it seems like, to my surprise, from some of the trailers that I saw and some of the bits and pieces that I saw left and right, I mean, they made a total fool of that particular character, Finn. They made a total fool of that character. And at this point in time, I felt like Chris Rock, whom was saying that Will Smith is a bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. His friends called him a bitch. I mean, BET called him a bitch. I mean, Charlemagne the God called him a bitch. And who does he hit? Me. Right? That's exactly how I feel right now with John Boyega, because John Boyega has been done dirty by Disney, but instead of him focusing on the people who did him dirty, who does he go and attack? Well, the fans. John Boyega slams Star Wars as the whitest elite space while reflecting on racist backlash. And this sickens me to my stomach, because whenever they talk about racism, they always want to associate racism with white people, which is such a myopic view, because I happen to know that every race in the world is racist, have racist connotations, racist associations with them, right? Every single race. Matter of fact, there was I can't remember if it was a Rasmussen study that was did a couple of years ago, where they asked people in America, they polled thousands of people in America who were the most racist racial group in America. And guess what? White people said it was black people. Asian people said it was black people that were the most racist people. Guess what? Hispanic people said black people were the most racist people. And guess what? A higher percentage of about 60% of black people that were polled said that black people were the most racist people. So it sickens me to my stomach when I see people who are supposed to be more intelligent. A person like John Boyega, who is as successful as he is, worth $6 million, right, in his net worth, $6 to $8 million or thereabouts, still thinking with this myopic view of thinking that racism needs to be associated with one person. That makes you a racist, a group of people simply based on the color of their skin. That makes you the racist, you idiot. Seriously. You need to wake up from all this slumber that you're in. But let's really dive into this story and find out what's paining him in his heart, so much so that, he had to say things like this, the most widest elitist space. Because what baffles me the most about these people is you talk about the racism, but yet you still want to work for the racists. You still want to feature in those movies that you categorize as a white elite racist space. It's so annoying. I'm really flamed up when I see things like this, because it's highly deceptive, it's myopic view, and it really sends us downward, a spiral of degradation and destruction that we don't even know we are causing ourselves harm by viewing things from this perspective. So let's dive right into this. I'm going to share my opinion as we go along. Feel free to share your opinion in the comment section below. Without further ado, here we go. And please don't forget to smash the like button on this video. Really do appreciate it when you do so, and leave your comments in the comment section below. So let's get right into this now, shall we? John Boyega slams Star Wars franchise and its fans while reflecting on the racist backlash he received after being cast in the iconic saga. Now, I can't deny whether he receives some racist backlash, but what I do know about most of these actors is that when they get criticized, somehow it's racism. You can't criticize a black man, right? You can't criticize them for anything when it comes to most of these people. That's why people like this are not successful, and people like Idris Elba, who's not looking at things from the perspective of race, who shuts down on a consistent basis, journalists who try to bait him with racist questions and so on and so forth, right? He always ends up shutting them down. Where is he? He's shooting up in the skies, right? Everybody sees Idris Elba in movies everywhere, including Marvel movies, right? The guy is multi-talented and super successful. But this dude right here, right? You want to resort to calling out racism, right? You that featured in a movie that was 90-something% black in The Woman King, and that movie ended up being a lie. And black people found out and they didn't want to see your movie. Guess who went to see The Woman King the most? 50-something% of the people that went to see it were white people. Less than 20-something% were black people. And a lot of black people were mad at you. And you're out here talking about racism when even your own people ain't that happy with you. Right? I still don't get it. How we focus so much about this racism like as if, man, it's like our God. It's annoying. It pisses me off. Like it's everything to black people. It's your God. It rules over you. I mean, I'm seeing black channels that they focus solely on racism. Everything they do on that channel is racism. And they get millions and millions and millions and millions of views because that's what they talk about. And black people just buy into it. Oh, these evil people, these do people, that do people. And yet you want them to give you money. Yet you want them to give you reparations. Yet you want the evil people that you see as evil people to give you handouts. I don't know how to reconcile this thing, right? It's insane to me how they think this way, right? You just view things from a very myopic view. Oh, it must be racism, right? And it must be all these people. And you must categorize racism with a certain people. You know what that makes you? It makes you the goddamn racist. Are you thinking that only one set of people, because of the color of their skin, can be the only ones that have the attributes of racism? It's a myopic view. And anybody that start thinking this way, they always spiral downwards. They might get a moment to shine, but they always end up spiraling downwards and into obscurity. Now, the British actor 33 said the franchise is so white that it's like a black person existing in it was something while appearing in the two-part Apple TV documentary #1 on the call sheet or whatever the documentary. It seems like he was on a documentary and he started spouting all of this nonsense from his mouth. Now, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elitist space. The actor who previously claimed his role was sidelined for white co-star Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver said, as he criticized fans who can't accept diverse casting, right? So essentially you think that it's only white people who could not accept the Raylo fans or whatever because you're calling it white elitists. But I don't think Disney thinks that, because Disney did not shrink a photo of you for white people. They shrunk it for China. They shrunk a photo of you for China. But I don't see you attacking China that they shrunk it for. I don't see you attacking Disney now, right? It's now the fault of the fans. So Disney messes you up for a different country that is not dominated by white people, people of color, as you want to classify them, Asians, and you're pissed off at who? White people. I'll never get it. It's just like black people who live amongst black people, who have black councillors, who have black leaders, or who have black mayors and black everything. And those people mess them up. And then you ask those black people what their biggest problem is, and they tell you it's white supremacy. When their mayor is black, their congressmen are black, their school teachers are black, their police department are black, and they still tell you the same thing. Same thing happens in Africa as well. We're all black over there. And you still ask some Africans, like my country, for instance, that's about 65 years old this year. And you ask some people from my country, why are we in the turmoil that we are in today? Why are we such an asshole country as we are today? And they'll tell you, it's the colonial masters that left in 1960. They were responsible for it. Do you know how foolish that sounds? That your country is 65 years old and you're still letting the white man slip in your head rent free, still blaming them. You want to know what I notice about black people and black language? There is a word that doesn't exist in our language. It's called accountability. You will be hard pressed to find black people who hold themselves accountable for anything. It's always someone else's problem. It's the government's problem. Oh, the government's fault. You catch someone doing something bad, it's not my fault. It's the devil's fault. You're in a Western world and you see a black person doing something wrong. Why? Oh, it's the white man's fault. It's never our fault. It's terrible. It's a horrible mindset. And when I saw this thing, I was totally vexed because this guy should know better. John Boyega should know better, should be smarter, right? At this particular point in time, especially now that his career is not really taking off. He should be acting or thinking smarter. You've got the connections. You can do things. If you do believe that it's elitist, whatever, go make movies with black people. See how they treat you. See how they treat you. Wasn't it, what's her name? Taraji P. Henson that was crying about how she was mistreated in terms of payment for a movie that she was on. Guess who was the producer of that movie? Oprah Winfrey, a fellow black woman, to the point where they had to start shushing her. Don't let people know that black people can do bad things to black people too. Don't let people know. No, we can't talk about that. Well, I talk about it because people are people. You see, the way I view things is anybody can hurt you and anybody can lift you up. A white person can hurt you, a white person can lift you up. A black person can hurt you, a black person can lift you up. Doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not going to lose my head because it's all of a sudden coming from a white person. When I first arrived in this country, I've lived in Australia for 10 years. Do you know only one person has ever told me, go back to where you come from. We don't want you in this country. Person has a black skin like me. Happens to be an original Australian. So what are we talking about here? What are we doing? For how long are we going to be crying this victim shit? Seriously. Because if we keep crying that, that's what we're going to be. That's what this guy is turning himself into. A victim. Once again, in 2020, he was crying victim. During the BLM riots and stuff, he was crying victim. And he's doing it right now. Again. It's insane. It vexes me, honestly. It vexes me that we are still thinking this way. Especially these people who have a voice on the platform. Talking like this. Star Wars always has been the vibe of being in the most widest elite space. The actor who previously claimed his role was sidelined for white co-star Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver said as he criticized fans who can't accept diverse casting. Those were Ray Lowe fans. And you're focused on Ray Lowe fans. If that's what they want, then that's what they want. You've got people like Omar Johnson there who's saying black people should only marry black people. Ain't nobody complaining. Ain't no white person crying over that shit. Nobody gives a rat's ass. And all of a sudden, you want to be crying because white people want to see their own stars end up with their own people. So if a black person says the same thing, oh, that's black excellence. Right? You see the double standard? You see the way that we think? You see how rubbish it is? And I know I'm still going to get some black people in the comment section calling me Uncle Ruckus for this. Saying that I'm a black man who thinks I'm white. No. I've lived long enough to see that we can mess ourselves up. We can discriminate against ourselves by reason of tribes or who we belong to or the group we belong to or creed. We discriminate against ourselves just as much as anybody else. I mean, I literally saw a video of a black businessman who said, I don't hire black people. And they asked him why. And he said, because black people are lazy. I'd rather hire Hispanics. I'd rather hire Mexicans. Those guys are hard workers. And he discriminates against black people. And he's black. I've seen black people who would never buy stuff from other black people because they'll tell you, I don't shop at black stores because they sell substandard stuff. They sell subpar things. And so we discriminate against them. The power of the black dollar is not being spent into black businesses. It's being spent into non-black businesses. The so-called power of the black dollar, right? It's being spent into non-black businesses. And you think that It's something that we should hide that. We shouldn't talk about that because we don't want to expose ourselves for who we truly are. Over 60 rappers have been murdered since 1989. Not a single one of them was murdered by a white person. Oh no, we shouldn't talk about that. No, we should focus on this white man because they are our biggest problem. It's insane. It's absolutely insanity at this particular point in time. It's insanity. And people like this, people like John Boyega, they, like, honestly speaking, they make me want to throw up. They just make me want to throw up. When I was reading this, I was like, come on, boy. Come on. What is wrong with you? Then he goes on to say things like, oh, when you talk about how white Star Wars is, these people want to say, oh, we have Lando Calrissian and so on and so forth. We have Samuel L. Jackson. We have all these people. What do you expect them to say? If those people weren't there, then you can complain. But we were there. And you're complaining that they're mentioning them to you. Why? I feel that this is jealousy. He said, you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we have Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. You don't even know Samuel L. Jackson's character's name. You're not even a fan of this franchise. So how do you know it's a white elitist franchise? Mace Windu. And I didn't even watch Star Wars like that when it came to the prequels. I didn't even watch it like that. I was bored by Clone Wars. And I still know who Mace Windu is. You don't even know who he is, the Samuel L. Jackson. Come on, man. This is just, honestly, the words I don't want to say what's really in my mind, but it's idiocy. Let me just put it that way. It's idiocy. Honestly. It's like telling me how many cookies chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they just got that's in there, bro. So what? So what? Did your people create Star Wars? So why are you jealous? It just seems to me like it's jealousy. Your people didn't create Star Wars. The people who created Star Wars were white people. So why is it a problem that they put white people in their show? When black people create black shows and put black people there, does anybody complain? Is it a problem? I don't see white people complaining about coming to America and saying that movie was just too black. No, they went and saw it like everybody else. And when it comes to Star Wars, the most iconic villain of all time, arguably the most recognizable villain of all time, the villain that is just as popular as the Coke bottle, Darth Vader, was voiced by a black man. More or less say played by a black man. Right? The late great James L. Jones rings a bell. Stupid, man. You're stupid. Like it's annoying when these people you're throwing your people under the bus. You're disrespecting those people who laid the groundwork for people like you. You're disregarding them. It's insane. James L. Jones is the most iconic voice in Star Wars. Matter of fact, he made Star Wars what it is. Who selected him? Lucas and the producers. And they didn't care he was black. Most people who watched this movie didn't care who was white, who was black. A lot of fans were black, queued in the 80s to go and see this movie. You probably weren't born then, so you wouldn't know. You wouldn't understand. I showed videos of this, of a lot of people in the 80s who were waiting for the next part of the Star Wars movie, right? Who were discussing about it like nerds, black people discussing these things like nerds. And you're out here talking this nonsense, this bullshit. I didn't even want to read this thing more. Seriously, I don't even want to read it anymore. I don't even want to. It's just absolute idiocy. You can hate me for all you want. You can do whatever. Hate me for all you want, but this is how I feel when I see people who are supposed to be more intelligent, who are supposed to be critical thinkers, who are blacks, who are supposed to be reasoning better, talk like this. It's foolish and idiocy to me. And I know some people will say, oh, you're blinded, or you're trying to play to the white man. You're trying to tap dance for the white man. I'm not trying to tap dance for shit. We're all human beings. And human beings have various capability. We are capable of kindness and we are capable of evil. It doesn't matter what color you are. And I'm not going to lose my shit if the person who's the perpetrator to doing evil to me happens to be a white person. I'm not going to lose my shit more than I would if it's a black person. Matter of fact, I'd be even more pissed. Or I should be. But no, it's the same thing. It will hurt me the same way. It will hurt me if a black person backstab me the same way it will hurt me if a white person backstab me. Because that's the way I see things. I don't care. And anybody who's been on this channel knows anybody can get it. I don't care. Anybody can get it. I'll criticize you if you're white. I'll criticize you if you're black. I don't care. I don't play that precious nonsense. Just like what's his name? Morgan Freeman said. Or was it Denzel Washington? I don't play that precious nonsense, man. I don't play it. We don't need this crap. We don't need this. You sound ignorant. You sound idiotic. Grow up, man. You're 33 years old. You're not a kid anymore. Grow the hell up and start critically thinking. And that goes to all of you who think racism is everything. Racism might be your God, but it's not mine. It's not my God. Right? Racism doesn't lord over me. It doesn't dictate my every life, my movement, how I live. It doesn't live rent-free in my head. And if we really want to move forward as a people, this is what we need to start doing. Just like Morgan Freeman said, stop talking about it. We need to start overlooking things. We need to start looking at people from an individual perspective rather than generalize all the time. Oh, these people are like this, or that people are like that. These people are that people. Your people do something, they're looking for safe spaces, they want to be black only club, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. But white people want to do the same thing and then it pisses you off. Why? Ask yourself why. Why is it pissing you off when it's okay for you to do it? Then it's not okay for them to do it? Why? Have you asked yourself who remote controlled your brain that way? Anyways, you guys, I could keep on talking about this for like another 50 minutes or thereabouts, but I'm going to let this be. Right, for now. I just wanted to let you guys know this is my perspective on things. Right? One of the key reasons why I do this is to sometimes be able to say and speak my mind like this. Racism is not my God. Stop letting it be yours.